Topping the news at 5:30. Congress recently passed the rescissions bill that will cut $1.1 billion in funding for public media.
And that includes NPR and PBS. We're now joined by Buffalo Congressman Tim Kennedy. Congressman, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
Appreciate
great to be here with you. Thank you.
Earlier today, you stood outside the station, PBS, local PBS, and basically had this as a backdrop behind you to say, these cuts are affecting real people and real organizations and local companies, and here they are. What was your explanation for how those cuts could affect us locally?
Well, look, this is going to affect us not just locally, but across the country. Just last night, late in the evening, congressional Republicans put forward a reckless rescissions package that claws back billions of dollars in funding that had been promised to the American people. $1 billion of which would go to public broadcasting, which includes PBS and NPR, which, for all intents and purposes, was created over 50 years ago to put forward an unbiased news reports and alerts and weather for extreme conditions, Amber Alerts for when a child might be lost. Last year, the local station put forward over 11,000 warning alerts for different things. But, we know it as Sesame Street and Reading Rainbow, which was started right here in Buffalo, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So many kids learn their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s from these educational programs that are put forward through public broadcasting. There's over $1 billion in cuts to that public broadcasting system that supports that sort of educational programming across the country. So on top of that, it was a cut to humanitarian aid that decreases our place across the globe. Our diplomacy is our strength. We are the greatest nation in the history of the world, and we are constantly building relationships across the globe and instilling peace. And we're able to do that because we have the moral high ground, and we're able to do that because of the humanitarian aid that we supply. Last night they cut $8 billion in that. This is all on top of just 2 weeks ago cutting hundreds of billions of dollars, over $1 trillion in aid to Medicaid, Medicare, the Affordable Care Act, kicking 17 million people off of health insurance in this country, cuts to nutritional assistance. And so, this is just one bad vote on top of another by President Trump and congressional Republicans, and it's bad for America.
If we could keep it on the NPR, the public broadcasting, again,
Sure.
This is part of that $1.1 billion that is part of the broader, about $9 billion package that was delivered to the White House last night. What I want to ask about those cuts is what's interesting about this and what's different about this funding package or this cutting package is that Congress, Republicans and Democrats, already voted for these expenditures. These were already on the books. And so what the action was last night, it was reversing something that Republicans had already put in the book. So what was that? I mean, you voted for it and then you gave it back. Yeah, look, this is funding that was promised to the American people that had been put in place for the next 2 years, nearly $535 million each of the next 2 years. Now, this is across the country, supporting public broadcasting that was put in place in 1967 to have an alternative to really the ratings and marketing of the larger networks. And so this is really supportive too. You got to think of this. When we had an extreme weather event here in Buffalo, Christmas of 2022, and 47 people died, we got those extreme weather alerts reminding us, stay inside, don't go outside. This is what's happening across the country, especially in rural America. They may have only one channel for hundreds of miles, maybe one employee. AM radio. That's the only lifeline that they may have. We just saw the horrific and heartbreaking loss of life down in Texas. And, these are the sort of events that we cannot predict, but we have to be prepared for. And the only thing supporting them oftentimes and being prepared is that alert and that emergency network put in place by the funding from the federal government through public broadcasting.
Congressman, if you can, take our viewers to Capitol Hill. Time-wise, how did this vote go? Because it was wasn't just this package that was being discussed, it was also the Epstein case.
Yeah, look, we are seeing chaos and dysfunction reign across Washington right now, from President Trump through the congressional Republicans. You know, day after day, we're seeing votes that are going too late, votes in the middle of the night, things that are being pushed to the last minute. And when all is said and done, the American people deserve better than what's finally getting put forward and voted on. These are funding cuts that are gutting health care, they're gutting educational services, emergency services for the people of America that we've come to depend upon. And then you add into it, you have the extremes leading the charge. You have the Freedom Caucus that's driving the agenda on the Republican side of the aisle, and they're holding hostage what's happening in the House of Representatives and ultimately across in the Senate chamber as well. And so this Epstein files is another thing. You know, we need transparency in this country. They ought to release the files once and for all, show the American people what's at stake here. You know, they campaigned on releasing these files. Now all of a sudden they're saying there's nothing to see here, when a month ago the Attorney General Pam Bondi came out and said it's on my desk. So, you know, there's credibility issues here at play, and so it's really dysfunction at its worst, and the people of America deserve better.
You mentioned before PBS creation in the early 50s as a sort of way to get away from these sort of general marketing of public or commercialized television like what this is. But you and I have listened to NPR and to PBS, and this is not an indictment on any of our local folks or in any way, but the broader national programming of NPR is objectively at least leaning left, if not left in some aspects. So the question that the White House would ask is, should the public be then funding that stuff? Your argument is, well, there is a lot more than those programming, right?
Well, look, I think the attack on media coming out of the White House is at all-time record high. I mean, you can't go to any station, no matter if it's left or right, and not be attacked by this administration. They want to attack those that are holding them accountable. There is no more important organization to holding government accountable than public broadcasting. And this administration knows that. And so that's why they're under attack. That's why they cut over $1 billion in funding, because, you know, they want to withhold that accountability. And we deserve an accountable government. And that's only going to happen if you allow the media to actually do its job and hold those in power accountable.
Well, there certainly is a lot happening in Washington. Congressman, we know you're busy, so thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
This evening.
Thank you.